Hi, gang. It's Patrick.
And Adam.
Coming up on today's episode, we read some New Year resolutions from our Tweedledees and announce the first GDTD giveaway winner of 2020. We cover the latest Disney news and answer some listener questions in our feature segment, Questions and Peter Pantsers. As always, we close out the show with some quick D. All that and more on today's episode of Gays Do the D.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Adam Ranking Hummel.
We got Annie.
Yep, that's right.
Patrick Sassy Kazuki.
Sassy and brassy. Mm-hmm. How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How was your New Year's Eve celebration?
It was wild. It was wild. I watched 100% Hotter on Netflix.
What is that? Let's pause on that for a minute.
It's this wonderful / awful kind of British reality makeover show.
Oh.
Yeah. I just like hearing the accents and then watching them turn people who may have questionable looks into more appealing.
Wow.
It's kind of terrible when you think about it.
What a title.
I mean, yeah, it's terrible.
I imagine it's from the Essex area.
It's not.
Okay.
But they've had plenty of people from Essex on the show. It's wonderful and awful. I really need to stop watching it.
Oh, yes, you do. Immediately. That's your resolution for the new year?
Yeah, and then I went to bed at 8:30.
Wonderful.
PM.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't like an all-night situation.
Okay, got it. Thank you for clearing that up.
How was your New Year's Eve?
It was delightful. Spent it with some friends. We drank the night away, played some wonderful games, and went to bed and woke up and had some cinnamon rolls.
Oh.
It was a perfect storm.
It sounds perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Patrick, you're heading to Walt Disney World.
I am. I'm leaving right now. Just kidding. I'm leaving on Thursday of the week that this episode airs.
Yes.
And I will be there until Monday, the week after this episode airs.
And what is your main reason for going?
Just to hang, make some new friends.
And
see some comfort dogs.
And you're going to see a lot.
I am. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the half marathon through the parks.
And what is the theme for this half marathon for those that don't know?
So January is always the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. Where it's the only event of the 4 events throughout the year that they do a full marathon as well.
Okay.
I am not doing a full marathon, but I am doing a half marathon with our friend Amanda.
Oh, Amanda, who's down there already.
She's been there for about 3 months, I think. I think she lives there now.
Yep, she's a resident.
She is.
Yeah.
I sent her mail the other day.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll be doing with her, and this is going to be her first half marathon, so I'm excited to go with her on that journey.
Can we get her on the podcast to talk about that with you?
We're in talks.
Okay, we're in negotiations.
We'll see. It might be a little bit afterwards, but I feel like she's going to have a story to tell of like being there over Christmas and New Year's Eve.
Absolutely.
And being there for 3 weeks in total.
Right.
And doing her first half marathon in Walt Disney World.
Right.
She's got quite the tale to spin for us.
All right, we'll do what we can, folks.
That's right. Everyone pray. And that's enough praying. Let's move on. So with the new year, Adam, we have some new Tweedledee listeners amongst us.
That was their resolution, to listen to two gay dudes talk about Disney.
Same.
Oh, really?
Same here. Mm-hmm. I should start listening to our podcast. I'm going to be on next week's episode. We have a new Tweedledee. It's Patrick Kazuki.
I mean, give it a shot, Patrick.
Yeah, I should.
Try it out sometime. Yeah. I think you might like it.
Sit and listen for a while, won't you? No, we have Clint and Silas, who are on Instagram, crwalk_89 and scrisp1403 on Instagram. Clint and Silas, welcome to the family.
Welcome, Clinton Silas. I love both of your names.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like they should be in the TV show Heroes.
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of a soap opera situation, and I'm into it.
Yeah, same. So congratulations for having great names, Clinton Silas.
We also need to give a shout out to listener Gustavo, who you can find on Instagram at bishop_mora, and to Angela, who you can find on Instagram at sock_monkey_scientist.
Amazing name.
Yes. They both sent us really lovely messages via DM on Instagram. And so we just wanted to say, hey, thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate you reaching out to us and taking the time to listen to the podcast.
Absolutely. We love when you do that, and it's really heartwarming for us. They were lovely new messages to read in the new year. So thank you so much for taking taking time to give us your very lovely thoughts.
Yes.
Let's move on with ringing in some new fun news. We have a new Patreon member, Adam.
2020 looks good on us, Patrick.
It suits us, don't
New
you think?
Tweedledees,
Yeah.
lovely messages from listeners, a new Patreon member.
Well, 2 new Patreon members, but they are 1 membership.
What?
Well, because there are 2 of them,
Got it.
and they only donated once.
Got it.
Only once, guys? Rude.
I was waiting for that.
And you may know them as Ben and Amanda.
Oh, come on.
I won't come on. I'm right here. No, it's about time they pulled their weight around here.
You're right.
Yeah, they
You're
haven't
right.
done enough for us.
They've been on the podcast several times now.
Yes.
We've given them nothing for it except maybe some buttons
And a cup of coffee.
and a cup of coffee.
In their
so
face.
it's about time they paid us for
It's
that experience.
about time. No, thank you very much, Ben and Amanda. That is incredibly sweet of you. I imagine you got super bored while waiting for your boarding pass to come up for Rise of the Resistance.
That was it.
And you were like, might as well donate while I'm here.
That's right.
I understand.
There's really no place like Disney that makes you want to spend money outside of Disney.
It's true.
You're like, I haven't spent enough inside the parks. Let me see how I can spend money outside of the parks as well.
Yeah, I've got my Spirit jersey, ears, new clogs,
Clogs.
my Mexican hat from the pavilion. What else do I need? I need to donate to Gays Do the D.
Is there a Holland pavilion now that I'm not aware of at Epcot?
There should be.
There should be, yeah.
They sell clogs there, don't they? I feel like I've seen Disney-themed clogs.
Oh, I'm sure.
Listeners, send us your pictures of your Disney-themed clogs.
We want to see them.
We need to see them. No, so thank you so much, Ben and Amanda. And of course, if you don't know what we're talking about, Patreon is our page where if you'd like to, you can donate as little as $1 reoccurring a month, and you will be part of our Patreon family, which gets you access to additional and exclusive Gays Do the D episodes called Gays Do the D Raw and Uncut.
Raw and uncut.
They are unedited versions
Yeah.
of small mini episodes, I suppose, if you will.
Yeah, if you want to see what messes we actually are, or hear, I should say,
Yeah.
listen to those episodes.
Well, in the new year, you might be able to see us. We are toying with the idea
Patrick,
of doing some video content.
what a reveal you just dropped.
I'm going to reveal a lot on those episodes. Clothing optional.
Is it possible to get negative subscribers?
It is possible that we have to pay some fines after that. So we need those donations coming in, folks.
That's why we need
We've
them.
got some legal bills to pay. Of course, if you want to be a part of that Patreon family, you can head on over to our website, gaysdothed.com, and click on that donate button for more information.
Well, as you know, in last week's episode, Patrick, we talked about our New Year's resolutions.
I do not know that. I do not listen to the episodes.
That's
Adam.
right.
We've
I forgot
covered
about
this
that.
already.
Sorry. Well, we also reached out to our Tweedledees to send in their Disney New Year resolutions.
That sounds like us.
And several of them did just that.
Fantastic.
First up, we have Denzel, who you can find on Instagram at _Washington. Denzel says, my Disney 2020 resolutions are to make excellent use of my Disney Plus.
I bet a lot of people are going to use your Disney Plus this year, Denzel.
Oh, Patrick.
What? What? You have all those extra accounts. That's what I mean.
Okay, yeah. Denzel goes on to say, and become a live guest on one of my favorite podcasts, Wink Wink,
Which one?
the Joe Rogan Experience. Denzel.
He seems like he absolutely is a subscriber to that.
He cannot get enough of the Joe Rogan Experience.
Same here.
No, Denzel, we know you're local, and we got to get you on this podcast at some point.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm just reading this next one. It has my name in it, so I'm going to read it out loud.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's all I want to do in 2020 is read things with my name on them. And JJ writes to us on Instagram, JSquare3, saying, in terms of Patrick's comments about eating vegetarian more, now that Disney is going to have a plant-based meal option on most menus, it only makes sense to go to the parks more, right? I mean, when you're right, JJ.
I love when Disney adds an excuse to go to the parks.
Exactly. Because you can't get plant-based options anywhere else
No.
but Disney, folks.
Nope, that's right.
You heard it here first.
Derek, who you can find on Instagram at Boy Who Has Everything.
Ooh, sassy.
I don't know what happened. I just watched Judy last night, so I'm in a mood.
It was upsetting.
Derek says, I don't normally do resolutions, but a few 2020 goals and intentions are to complete a Run Disney half marathon.
What?
And to meet some of the friends in the parks that I've made here on Instagram. Derek, those are both excellent intentions.
And I will join you for both if you'll have me.
Yes, that'd be perfect. You guys should run a half marathon together. You don't know each other at all. It could be totally awkward.
What a wonderful way to make a new friend is just to run 13 miles alongside them and see what happens.
Yeah, just spend 2 hours together.
Yeah. 2
Sweating it
hours.
out.
Boy, oh boy.
What?
You are overestimating my abilities.
Well, get on it.
Get faster. I guess that's my new resolution, to do a half marathon in under 2 hours.
Yep.
Okay. Ryan writes in on Instagram, Space Ranger Ryan, saying, at Tomorrowland Lane, which is his husband Lane, and I started a new tradition last week. On the last day of vacation at Walt Disney World, we now make a list of at least 10 things we've never done in the parks and resorts to complete on our next trip. This way, each time brings a new and unique experience. This also is a great way to get ahead of the Disney blues by giving you something to look forward to when you return. What great advice is that?
That is fantastic advice.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you to Denzel, JJ, Derek, and Ryan. Where are the ladies at?
Good point.
Where are the ladies at? I know it's called Gays Do the D, but it's LGBTQ inclusive. Everyone, please write in, ladies.
Please.
But again, thank you, Denzel, JJ, Derek, and Ryan for writing in with your Disney 2020 New Year's resolutions.
Thank you. Moving on with some Tweedledee feedback, Adam. Of course, last week we also talked about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and I only know that because it's in my notes in front of me right now.
Right.
I don't remember a thing about this.
Right. I'm so glad we're sharing this experience of creating a podcast together. It's really been meaningful.
Yeah.
To our relationship as friends.
I care only about what's in front of me right now. Out of sight, out of mind. But we did get quite a bit of feedback from our Tweedledees, and it should be noted that there will probably be some spoilers in this feedback. We feel like there's been enough time that we can say these now. So if you have not seen the movie and you don't want to know any spoilers whatsoever, I would skip ahead about 30 seconds to a minute.
I feel like you're grossly underestimating the time we're going to comment on these comments.
That's fair. Skip ahead 1 full hour. Somewhere in between 1 hour and 1 minute.
Yep,
somewhere where you should skip ahead to.
That's your window.
All right. Good luck to you. So first up, we have Toby writing in, who wrote in on Twitter from TG Tobias saying, I loved it. It felt right. And then right after that, his brother, Ben, tweeted alongside. He's at Ben TG on Twitter saying, I was a big fan, but I'm also The Last Jedi was crap guy. Wow. Don't hold back. Don't hold back any feelings.
The TGs love The Rise of Skywalker.
Apparently.
Kevin, who you can find on Instagram at Mr. Kevy Kevs, said Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver are both quality actors who brought a lot of emotional depth to their roles. I didn't feel compelled by much else, though. The story was clumsy and the effects seemed almost a step backwards. Disney can photorealize the animals of Africa, but can't work existing footage of Carrie Fisher into a generic jungle scene?
Read.
The buffoonery of riding horses onto the hull of a spaceship made me laugh out loud. I was entertained, but overall disappointed.
I love a good use of the word buffoonery. So well done there, first of all. You know what? I have to think back now. That scene actually did make me pause for a moment. I bumped on it a little bit.
Yeah.
It was just a little out of place for me.
The creatures they were riding on the ship?
Yeah, it felt weird. It also felt like, where in space are you that if you're on top of a ship, why are you not floating off into space and dying? Are they just underneath the atmosphere, or how's that working?
I think they were on like a planet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the ships were just hovering above the planet.
Got it.
Yeah.
It was a cool action sequence. It just looked odd to me.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, Kevin.
I have no recollection of how they actually got the animals onto the
I'm trying to think
ship.
about that now, too.
They
and
must
I'm
have been
wait.
like in a cargo ship or something, and they landed and rode off onto it,
Yeah,
right?
maybe they like paratrooped onto the ship on horseback.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
In response to Kevin's comment, Tom L. Jacks on Instagram said, don't forget the thousands of Star Destroyers that needed a single vulnerable antenna to tell them to fly up.
Yeah. Star Wars in general, I think, though, does that to us. They are like, you know how we're going to get out of this? We're going to give you a remote control that gets you out of this. All you need to do is press that button and we're done.
Yeah.
They oversimplify every once in a while.
The term suspension of disbelief applies heavily to all things Star Wars.
It's like the tracker in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, how? No.
This red glowing light.
No. That can't work.
Oh, but I love it anyway. I love it. And in response to that comment, Kevin came back and said, and left their world-destroying laser cannons completely vulnerable to a few scattered blasts from far inferior ships.
I mean, yeah. That did happen as well.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. And I enjoyed the movie, so...
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah, fantastic.
Next up, we have Mario on Instagram from Diamond in the Rough Clothing Co. saying, I have to say, this last chapter in the Star Wars Skywalker saga really tried to live up to all the hype. Lots of moments worked, like the final battle and paying homage to past films, but a lot of things felt unearned, like we just had to go with Palpatine being back with no explanation. Also, directors doing the bare minimum with LGBTQ representation seems pretty sad when we see a split-second kiss slight off-center to camera. Yeah, man. What the heck?
Yeah. If you want to hear us pop off on that moment,
I mean,
listen to last week's episode.
It's true. It was more of a bump off than a pop off. I don't know. Did we get sassy?
What's the difference between a bump off and a pop off?
I just made it up just now. I don't know that we got sassy about it. Did we?
I think we got smart and opinionated.
And humble.
Yeah, we had a moment. We had something to say about it.
We did.
And as far as the Palpatine thing goes, I was actually reading an article this week that said that they actually had kind of a more detailed explanation of how he survived his quote-unquote death, but it was cut for time.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering, when the film is released on DVD, is there going to be a bunch of extra footage on it?
Of all the storylines to cut, though, that feels like an important one that you would want people to understand.
I would love to know more about it, but I understand they had so much going on in that film.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, that was like the kickoff to the film.
And the crazy amount of followers in the background of every scene that he was in. Like in the stadium that looked like just a bunch of Death Eaters from Harry Potter.
Yes, they did.
Standing in the background. It was weird to me. I was like, it's ominous and creepy, but who the F are they?
I was also reading about that, and they were saying that there was a scene where they all removed their hoods, and they were all Kris Jenner.
We have to move on.
Isn't that weird?
That was...
Why?
I can't.
Tell us why, JJ. Rochelle, a lady, has joined the discussion.
Welcome,
Thank
my
you
friend.
so much, Rochelle.
Welcome.
You can find Rochelle on Instagram at SeaSaltAndLemon. Rochelle says, this movie was probably my favorite Star Wars experience from the final trilogy, a true edge-of-your-seat blockbuster. But in the afters, there's a lot to pick apart. Just a couple of gripes. J.J. Abrams conveniently forgot about some central characters and threw them away. Rose Tico, wherefore art thou? And we never got closure on the most important relationship, so I'll just have to read heavily into the metaphor that Finn and Poe went for a wild ride on the Millennium Falcon together, and both came out on top.
And that is pure poetry. Get it? Poetry?
That is the name of Poe's first single off of his album.
Yeah, that needs to happen. Can I give you props for using the phrase "in the afters"? That made me laugh.
Yeah.
And it was, again, poetry.
I also like that Rochelle shortened relationship to ship, because who has time?
Yeah.
Who has time to say relationship?
I'm busy.
I've already wasted seconds on this podcast.
I don't have time for a meaningful relationship or to say the word relationship.
Right.
In fact, we have to move on. We've wasted too much time on that word.
It's good to know yourself, Patrick.
And last but not least, we have Justin on Instagram, JMCarth1, saying, okay, so real quick, just want to add Lando saved the day, and I believe he will be part of the Stormtrooper spin-off series. Remember that moment between him and the one other character? Justin, you're trying to be so vague here, and I appreciate it. I think he's that person's father. Interesting.
Yeah, Justin was very smart to send this comment in, because I mistakenly said, what did Lando even do in this film last week?
And I could not answer that for you, actually.
But Justin was right. Lando actually did save the day in the movie.
It's true.
And I completely forgot about that. So I apologize to Justin. I apologize to Lando and to Billy D. Williams.
Fair enough. Sorry about it, folks.
But that's interesting. A spin-off series, yeah, they did leave that moment between Lando and insert character's name here. Very open, so we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. Really, really good fan fiction, if not.
Yeah.
write us a few pages, Justin.
There's your assignment, Justin.
Include some artwork, some topless artwork. What?
Well, thank you to Toby, Ben, Kevin, Tom L. Jax, Mario, Rochelle, and Justin for all of your comments regarding Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
Thanks.
I'd just like to take a moment to say this movie's been incredibly divisive. If you spent any amount of time on Diz Twitter lately, oh man, people are fighting. I mean, it's getting nasty.
Which leads me to believe that I think we're kind of in the right place with this movie, you and me. That it's like we both really liked it, but didn't love it necessarily.
We can see the flaws in it and laugh at them.
Yeah.
But I think overall it's just important to remember that it's just a movie, y'all. It's just a movie. You know?
What a profound observation.
It's just a movie, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Put that in a Spirit jersey. I'll buy it. I will, too. I mean, I'll buy anything in a Spirit jersey.
Well, before we head into the news, Patrick, we have our New Year giveaway winner to announce.
Hooray!
For those that listened last week, you know that we partnered with Mario from Diamond in the Rough Clothing. And to celebrate the company reaching 1,200 followers on Instagram, Diamond in the Rough Clothing decided to give away the winner's choice of either its Roger Rabbit satin bomber jacket in red or its Madame Leota gray hoodie, both items in sample size medium.
Beautiful items.
Patrick, why don't you tell our listeners who the lucky winner is?
I would love to tell them, but first, a drum roll.
Oh, come on. Thank you for taking the lead on that. It was terrible, but it's still going on. Wow. When is this going to stop? You got that Alyssa Edwards tongue pop in there.
Thank you so much.
You're really good at that.
On a microphone I am.
Oh.
If I pull away, it's like, what? I can't hear it. Only dogs can hear that.
Are you sucking on a Jolly Rancher? What's going on?
I always am. And the winner is David on Instagram, David S. Disney. What a great name to have won this beautiful Disney item.
Walt's great-great-grandson.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You needed it.
Yeah.
You needed something. No, congratulations, David. Let us know which item you chose as well.
Yeah, you have to. You have no choice. Otherwise, you're getting nothing.
Or are they reaching out to us directly, or is Mario reaching out to David?
This is a little behind the scenes.
We're pulling back the curtain in 2020, folks.
Admin discussion here. Yeah. I'm going to reach out to David and say, congratulations, you won, David.
Got it.
Which item would you like? And then we reach out to Mario and say, here's who won, and here's what he wants.
I love it.
We're just the middleman in all of this.
I mean, you are. I'm going to do nothing. Yeah. I'm going to sit back and watch it all happen.
That is Patrick to a T.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, David. We are incredibly excited for you, and we'll be reaching out to you on DM.
And, of course, congratulations to Mario for your milestone achievement on Instagram followers.
For anyone who stopped listening during the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker spoiler discussion, I hope you're back.
Welcome back, or we'll see you in a few minutes if you've gone way too far past.
What if David skipped all of that and he has no idea he's actually the winner?
Oh, no, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
You know what? Hilarious. That's what I think.
Well, let's keep this party going, Patrick. Let's roll right into the news.
Ooh.
And we should alert everyone that the news does contain spoilers of news and things to come in the Disney parks.
Isn't that just what news is, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We're just going to call it spoilers from now on. Merch spoilers coming up after this. For those of you who aren't yet a D23 Gold member, Adam.
Wow, I feel exposed.
I feel very attacked right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, what's wrong with you? You had ample time to heed my advice.
I do not have ample funds.
Got it. Well, the new annual gift has been announced, and this year is pretty outstanding. This year is all about travel and adventure with the D23 Fantastic Worlds Adventure Kit. The kit comes with not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 gifts in one.
I was concerned about how long that was going to go on. Like, how long can you keep
not
this
25, not 26. So first up is a one-of-a-kind Fantastic World map created by Disney artist Brian Mon. It's a 24 by 36-inch map inspired by the old fun maps you could get of Disneyland and Disney World. The map highlights over 250 places, vehicles, characters, movies, TV shows, and theme park locations from the Disney vaults. There are also 23 hidden Mickeys on the map and 1 hidden Oswald. It's super frameable, and I will absolutely cry when I open it for the first time.
I heard that it's like one of those posters that you used to have to kind of cross your eyes to look through. And
the magic eye poster?
Yeah, and if you're able to do it, do you know what you see?
I'm afraid you're going to tell me.
Kris Jenner.
Wow, I knew it. I had a feeling. You're fired.
One more callback to that joke, and you're all going to be laughing hysterically.
Can't imagine I will. Can't imagine I will. Next up is a travel-inspired 6-pin set designed by Alex Raggart Waters. Each pin celebrates a milestone Disney anniversary. The pin set includes Fantasia, Lady and the Tramp, Swiss Family Robinson, Marvel's Valkyrie, The Empire Strikes Back, and Toy Story. They are really cool pins. I can't wait to see them in person.
That's great that Valkyrie gets her own pin.
And she's, I think, if I remember correctly, she's like standing on top of that rainbow bridge.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. The third gift in the box is a Fantastic Worlds postcard set. The cards are designed by Sophia Uri and feature real-life and make-believe locations featured in Disney films and theme parks. The cards included are Bahia from The Three Caballeros, Treasure Island, Planet X, which is Groot's home planet, Paris in a scene from The Aristocats, Space Mountain, Cloud City from The Empire Strikes Back, and Avatar's Pandora. Moving on is a Disneyland patch celebrating the 65th anniversary of the happiest place on Earth. The patch is inspired by a vintage guide map of the park and was designed by Brett Iwan, who is currently the official voice of Mickey Mouse. So that's kind of a cool keepsake to have.
Very, very cool.
It's really beautiful, too. I didn't know he was also a visual artist.
Yes, I follow him on Instagram, and he really does some really beautiful Disney-related work.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out. So last but not least in the box is a D23 Adventure bandana. The bandana is also designed by Brett Iwan, and it is inspired by a 1939 Mickey Mouse short called The Pointer, featuring Mickey in his explorer's outfit. Also printed on the bandana is a slogan reading, "Adventure is out here," which is meant to inspire you to take it with you on all of your adventures. All of this can be yours if you are a new or renewing D23 Gold member or Gold family member. A single membership is $99 per year, and a family membership is $129.99 per year. A Gold member family membership is meant to be shared with up to 4 people, meaning that you and 3 friends or family can attend D23 events included with membership. And it should be noted that this year, family memberships will receive 4 of the Adventure bandanas in their gift set instead of just the 1. If you are a current member, the gift will ship the month of your renewal. For more information or to become a D23 Gold member, visit d23.com.
So it sounds like you're renewing.
150%, but I have to wait so long because I didn't become a member until later in the year.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to wait forever and watch everybody get their gifts months and months ahead of me, and I'll be there with nothing.
I mean, you could cancel your membership and then renew it, right?
You
Or
absolutely
not?
could, yeah.
Patrick, you're going to look so smart in that neckerchief.
I know I might want to upgrade to a family membership so I can tie them all together and just make one outfit.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Lunar New Year, commemorating the traditions of Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese cultures, is returning to Disney California Adventure January 17th through February 9th, 2020. 2020 is the year of the mouse, even though Google tells me it's the year of the rat.
I was going to say, that's not a thing.
Yeah, but we all know Disney loves a merchandising opportunity.
Interesting.
So for Disney, it's the year of the mouse, okay?
Fair. It's fair.
DCA will be celebrating with multicultural entertainment and musical performances, fun-filled activities, beautiful decor, delicious cuisine, and specialty merchandise, and more. Highlights will include Mulan's Lunar New Year procession, a parade featuring Mulan, Mushu, dancers, martial artists, and drummers. Hurry Home Lunar New Year celebration, a nighttime water show at Paradise Bay taking place nightly prior to World of Color, which tells the tale of a little lantern's quest to reunite with family for the annual celebration of good luck and fortune, which just sounds like if I saw that, I would cry.
I know, that sounds absolutely adorable.
The celebration will also include special character encounters like Mickey and Minnie Mouse in new Lunar New Year attire, Mulan, Pluto, and the 3 Little Pigs, because last year was the year of the pig, so I'm assuming they're just like, let's recycle this.
Okay.
4 festive marketplaces to experience food and beverages inspired by Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese cultures, including Longevity Noodle Co., Lucky 8 Lantern, Prosperity Bao and Buns, and Red Dragon Spice Traders. The celebration also includes live daily performances by authentic Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese dancers and musicians, complimentary arts and crafts including Dragon's Pearl coloring craft and Chinese calligraphy with local artisans. Face painting is also available for purchase. A lucky wishing wall in Paradise Gardens for guests to write down and tie their wishes to in hopes for a prosperous future. And finally, Lunar New Year merchandise like all new Spirit jerseys, which, Patrick, have you seen them?
I can't have another Spirit jersey in my life.
They're so cute. They're red and gold.
Oh, man.
But like gold metallic.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Okay, I'm going.
Fun bobblehead figures with Chip and Dale, a traditional red envelope set, themed Minnie Mouse ear headbands, and more.
More?
More.
I have to go to this some year. I think it is going to be an extraordinary event this year specifically.
I hope the food is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, just like really good.
I'm going to pull an Adam and say, I bet in Disneyland they're going to do it up right. Whereas if this were in Disney World, we might get a different palette of food.
I feel like Disney really missed the opportunity, though, to make Rizzo the central figure of this celebration.
Rizzo the rat from the Muppets?
He's a rat. It's the year of the rat.
They are trying so hard to get rid of the Muppets, though, Adam. Funny you should bring up the Muppets, Adam, because with all the drama surrounding the removal of the Magic Kingdom Muppet Show, and then bringing them back, and then taking them away again, and the ongoing speculation around the Muppets 3D show in Hollywood studios, Muppets fans can rejoice. Kind of. One Muppet in particular will have at least some job security once the Regal Eagle Smokehouse opens in the American Pavilion in Epcot. Sam Eagle will play host to this new restaurant. The backstory behind the Regal Eagle is that Sam Eagle is hosting a centennial cook-off, a salute to all cook-offs but mostly barbecue, complete with craft beers and barbecue favorites including plant-based options. Some of the menu items include a plant-based barbecue burger topped with barbecued jackfruit on a vegan garlic toast, a Texas beef brisket sandwich, and a North Carolina chopped smoked pork butt. So
I'm glad Piggy's not hosting this. Can you imagine?
Well, she can't now.
I know.
She's on a plate. There will also be Sam the Eagle merchandise available for purchase, exclusive only to this restaurant. And what's more American than exclusive merchandise? An opening date has not been set yet, though it is rumored to open later this winter. And it should be noted that there is no official word on whether or not Sam Eagle will be making appearances or if the restaurant will simply be inspired by him. The only thing we do know is that you finally have a place in Disney World where you can wear your American pride on your sleeve by wearing barbecue sauce down the front of your shirt.
Blammo!
You burnt. America, you burnt.
To all of our patrons, your dollars led to that incredible ending to that story.
Patreon is the only way to get me to tell some jokes.
That's the comedy. That's the comedy right there. This is interesting, Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the theme works for me. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm all for more Muppets in the parks. I'm just not sure this is how to do it.
Here's what I think. I think that they should just put the Muppets in the American Pavilion somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's cool that if you have a Sam Eagle restaurant and a couple of other things that are Muppet themed in the American Pavilion. But you're right. Just having the one solo place in the American Pavilion with Sam Eagle, sadly, one of the least known Muppets. I don't know if it's going to resonate with kids for sure.
It seems like they could take that Great Moments in History show and just put that up above in the windows above the pavilion, right?
Absolutely. Or have like a little itty bitty stage show in the restaurant itself of that show. Who knows? Maybe they will at some point.
And maybe this will be incredible. I just am having a hard time seeing how it works.
Here's what I'll say. I'm intrigued enough to actually go into the American Pavilion now to see this.
Wait a minute. You've seen The American Adventure, though, right?
Never.
The show.
Never before.
You've never seen that, Patrick?
I spend so little time in the American Pavilion. It just doesn't interest me. I know that I'm going to get some hate mail for that. But
I need you to see that show.
Fine. Get me some brisket or some pork butt.
I don't think you're going to be allowed to bring it in, but maybe.
I will put it in my pocket and snack on it during the show.
The Ben Franklin animatronic is now going to be like, what you eating out there? 2020 is all about Minnie Mouse, and Disney is celebrating the ravishing rodent and its iconic park attractions around the world with its new limited release monthly collectible series, Minnie Mouse, the Main Attraction.
I'm so excited about this. Dan is already angry with me for pre-purchasing mentally everything.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic. A new collection from the series will be released on the third Saturday of each month throughout 2020. According to Disney Parks blog, each collection will feature an attraction-themed assortment with items such as a Minnie Mouse ear headband, plush, pin, mug, mini backpack, or hip pack by Loungefly, and even a Walt Disney World Resort magic band.
I love it. I love it all.
First up, Minnie is embracing retrofuturism and heading to Space Mountain in the January release. The Space Mountain collection celebrates the 45th anniversary of the iconic cosmic coaster at Walt Disney World and releases on Saturday, January 18th at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney stores nationwide, and online at shopdisney.com. Everything looks so cute.
It is spot on. Sometimes these items are a little hit or miss for me, but these, specifically the Space Mountain items, amazing. They look amazing.
As for the remaining 11 months, February's will set sail with a collection inspired by Pirates of the Caribbean.
Love it.
March's collection will take us all for a spin on the Mad Hatter's Tea Party.
I mean,
That's for you, Patrick. That one's for you.
I'm going to be poor.
But you're going to get all of them, aren't you?
I am.
April's collection goes international with It's a Small World. May will feature a collection for the birds inspired by Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room.
Wow.
It gets worse.
Okay.
June will have everyone thinking happy thoughts with a collection featuring Peter Pan's Flight.
Oh, I didn't think you were going there with that one.
July won't be horsing around, but will pay homage to classic carousels like King Arthur Carousel and Prince Charming Regal Carousel.
Oh, boy.
August will feature a Pachydermy Perfect collection inspired by Dumbo the Flying Elephant.
I'm serving pachyderm perfection.
Hold on to your hats and glasses, because September will feature Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
What? Okay, all right.
October's collection will draw inspiration from the 999 Happy Haunts of the Haunted Mansion.
Aww.
November will make collectors shout hip, hippo, hooray with a collection featuring the Jungle Cruise.
Nope.
You guys, he's so mad right now.
I'm furious.
He's glaring at me. And we'll close out 2020 with December's collection featuring a tribute to Disney Parks Magic. And that one to me just kind of looks like an amalgamation of all of them. It's kind of like a celebration of the entire year.
It sounds like they ran out of ideas.
Maybe. Maybe, yeah.
Maybe it'll just be like castles.
It looks like it's like castle icons, and there's a Mickey icon on it. And then there's also a Space Mountain icon. So I think they're kind of doing like hooray for everything in December.
Okay. Someone fell asleep at the wheel on that one. Okay.
I mean, 12 months. It's a lot of months to design.
It's too many.
It's too many to design. On top of all of this, there is a limited edition mini doll called Main Street Minnie that will be available beginning on January 11th. And she is adorable.
What?
She's wearing like a turn-of-the-century Main Street outfit.
Uh-huh.
And her skirt has like buildings of Main Street on it.
What day is January 11th? Am I going to be there?
I think it's a Saturday.
You're right. It's on Saturday. It's the day of the half marathon. I might need to treat myself to a Minnie Mouse plush after the half marathon.
Maybe you need to reroute the course so that you can run right by the store.
Remember in the last episode where I said my resolution was to spend less money at Disney?
Yeah.
I feel like they heard the challenge.
Yeah. Yep.
And threw down the Minnie Mouse gauntlet.
Absolutely. Last but not least, there is a collector pin portfolio to store each month's pins.
No!
And a limited release Minnie Mouse, the Main Attraction logo starter pin. Both will be available on the day of the January collection launch on Saturday, January 18th. And Patrick has just flipped the table.
I'm so mad about it and happy about it at the same time.
Well, I mean, what is your 401k for? But to cash in and to get all of these collections.
It's for 401,000 more items that I'm going to purchase. That's what it stands for now. Adam.
Patrick.
You know, it's 2020 now.
It is.
And I think that we need to start the new year with an episode where we make our Tweedledees do all the work for us. What do you think? I'm tired.
Yeah.
I need a nap. And frankly, they've been getting away with murder.
What have they done?
What have you done for us lately? Whoa, wow. Okay. That was upsetting again.
Is Paula Abdulicious? Doesn't really work, but I tried it.
Yeah, you're right. It didn't work. So we are kicking off the new year with another Questions and Peter Pantsers episode, one of my favorite segments on the show.
Always so fun. And I have to say, Patrick, we had some truly wonderful questions submitted for this segment.
We had a lot of questions submitted as well.
So many questions.
Mm-hmm.
And for those listeners that don't know, Questions and Peter Pantsers is when Patrick and I take listener-submitted questions and we answer them. It's just that simple.
It's super fun. It's super fun for us to sort of even get to know one another a little bit better. Because
Yes.
I don't know how you're going to answer any of these questions.
Right.
And I don't know how I'm going to answer any of these questions. I did no homework, Adam.
That's okay. It should be spontaneous. It should just be kind of off the cuff and fun and fancy-free, right?
Fun and fancy-free. So we should note, if you are somebody, and there were quite a few of you who sent in multiple questions, first of all, thank you so much. But also, we probably won't get to all of your questions, but we will get to at least one of your questions.
And you should know that your questions that weren't answered will be saved for the next time we do Questions and Peter Pantsers.
Absolutely. So what do you think? Should we dive right in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Do you want to pick the first question, Adam?
Boy, do I.
Uh-oh.
Let's start off with a question from our friend Rodri,
Ooh, okay.
who you can find on Instagram at RodMeetsWorld. This is an easy one to get us warmed up.
Ooh, okay.
Rodri wants to know, which of the Sanderson sisters do you believe you are?
Oh. So we're talking about Winifred, Sarah, and Mary.
Ooh, Mary.
That took me a while to remember their names, first of all.
And I did a 227 reference.
Yeah, you did.
Jack Hay.
I don't like it. Okay, which one are you, Adam? I don't know.
Come on, I'm Mary. We all know I'm Mary.
Why are you Mary?
Because I'm portly.
Oh, my God.
And I ride a vacuum.
That is true. I have seen you ride vacuums before.
I love cleaning, so it makes sense.
And you do suck. Like a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, that was funny. That's a good one.
Tailored right for you,
That's
Adam.
a good one. Thank you so much.
I think I'm the fourth sister.
Oh,
Kimberly.
Kimberly?
Kimberly Sanderson.
What's Kimberly Sanderson's gimmick?
She's the obviously sexy one.
Well, that's Sarah, isn't it?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Kimberly's in town, folks.
What does Kimberly wear?
You know those 4 handkerchiefs that you get in the in the D23 pack?
Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Or I'm Sarah because I'm easily excitable. And easily confused. One or the other.
I think Kimberly's hair is probably crimped.
That sounds correct.
Yeah. And a side pony just crimped.
Yeah, it's also sprayed with blue glitter.
Yes.
Just on one chunk, though.
Yes, whereas the original Sanderson sisters have not fully embraced the time in which they're resurrected.
Yes.
Kimberly has leaned into it.
This is a fact.
And loves the, early 90s or something?
It bodes true for us that neither of us chose the leader of the sisters. No one's steering the ship here at Gaze to the D. Every sister for themselves.
How do we even get an episode out?
No one knows.
Well, thank you, Rodri, for that question.
Thank you.
For getting us lubed up for the rest of these questions.
Oh, boy. That was unfortunate.
Was it?
And true.
All right, Patrick, where are we going next?
Well, next up, we have Kelsey writing in. Adam, Kelsey is a Patreon member.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Thank you so much. Kelsey says, do you have a preferred or suggested ride, show, restaurant ratio when visiting the parks? As in, how many rides do you typically do in a day? How many shows and how many restaurant reservations do you do?
Wow.
Oh, boy.
What do you think?
I think when I first started going to the parks, the ratio was all over the map. I was just trying to do as much as possible in any given day. And now I feel like I'm more relaxed, where I definitely make I'm talking about Disney World specifically, I definitely make my Fast Pass reservations and try to hit those 3 rides, and anything else is a bonus. I don't normally do sit-down restaurants. I just don't care about them. Specifically in Walt Disney World, I just don't think the sit-down cuisine is as good as Disneyland's. I'm turning into Adam. I now hate Disney World.
No.
Transformation complete.
No, I love Disney World and Disneyland.
It's true. But I do try to go see as many shows as possible, too, because frankly, I want to get off my feet as much as possible.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I don't know. It kind of evens out, I think, of my time spent eating seeing shows and going on attractions, but it's a lot looser now where if I can get 6 things in total done in one day, I'm a happy camper.
I'm in that same boat. I mean, we're both lucky that we get to go very frequently to a Disney park.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the pressure's off for us to hit a bunch of things and check them off our list.
Yeah.
I, like you, Patrick, will maybe do one sit-down restaurant for the entire trip.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time is just quick service or like lounges and things like that.
Exactly.
As for shows, I mean, it really depends on the length of the show, but I would say I probably see a show a day in a park I'm visiting.
Same here. Because there's generally one main show in each of the 4 theme parks in Disney World.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess Animal Kingdom has 2, doesn't it?
It does have 2 wonderful shows.
Yes, it does. And as for attractions, I tend to be like go early in the morning for rope drop and then head back to the resort around 1 or 2, take a break, and then head back into the parks in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all very loose. Like, I will just hit as many attractions as I can at rope drop, and whatever I don't hit and want to hit will then kind of be reserved for the evening.
Yeah, I always think of them as sort of bonus things to do once I hit like the 3 main rides I wanted to try in that park that day.
Absolutely.
And then the rest is just sort of, like I said, a bonus.
Yeah. I guess it also depends on like how much time I spend in a lounge. Which, like, I was just thinking back on my last trip with Matthew in December, and we rope dropped Nomad Lounge. So we were there for the opening of Nomad Lounge.
Perfect.
But we were there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Absolutely. You could spend all day there.
It's
frankly.
wonderful, relaxing. Like, that's the place where I feel truly relaxed.
Yeah.
The amount of attractions and shows I see after that kind of depends on that.
Yeah, the older I get and the more often I go, I'm absolutely spending more and more time like just wandering in a gift shop or just walking around the parks as opposed to trying to get on and do as much as I can.
I love wandering in a gift shop. I don't even buy things, but I love being there to support the buyer.
You're very supportive.
And I get a little contact high from their purchase.
It's
so
true.
That's nice.
It's true. So there you go. Not really a specific answer, but it's pretty evenly spaced out, and it just differs from day to day, I think, of how I'm feeling.
I think the main point we both made was that we do tend to spend less time at sit-down locations and tend to opt for quick service or lounges.
That is accurate. But I will sit down at a bar for quite a while.
Next up, we have a question from Spencer, who you can find on Instagram at Makeup by Spencer. Spencer says, with production of the live-action adaptation of The Little Mermaid starting in a few months, what are some things that you would like to see explored or things that you think the story could benefit from expanding upon in the new reimagining?
Ooh, I like that question.
Spencer, this is an excellent question. Patrick, what do you want to see more of, or what do you want next? Tell me.
I would love more backstory on Ursula.
Yeah.
There's so much to explore there.
Yeah.
In that she could have her own movie, probably.
Spinoff. I think that's a really good point because we don't really fully know, do we or do we not, what happened between her and Triton and their relationship. Like, I've heard in some instances they're brother and sister, are they? Which would make her Ariel's aunt.
Yeah, I think there's 2 theories that are actually in Disney canon now, basically. That's one of them is that they are related somehow.
Yeah.
And one of them, I think, is that she was his advisor at some point, I think.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think. I could be speaking out of turn here, but that rings true for me.
Like kind of a Jafar type character.
Exactly.
And then she was banished?
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
The other thing I want is some information on Ariel's mom.
Yeah.
Why is she not there?
Yeah.
Is there maybe a story there about why the father is so protective about Ariel going to the surface and why she wants to go to the surface? Who knows? Maybe she and Ursula had a tiff, if you will.
Or twist, Ursula is Ariel's mom. We have an Empire Strikes Back moment.
I am your mother, darling.
I would like to see an expanded love story between Eric and Ariel when she's on land. Like, there's that sequence in the animated film where they're in the carriage kind of riding around the town and he's showing her things.
Yeah. It's almost a montage. What is he showing her at?
It is a montage, but I'd like to see that kind of fleshed out a little bit more. And are they planning on using songs from the Broadway musical? They're not, right? They're going to write new songs for it.
I don't know that they gave us a final word on that. I think it might be a mix of movie, new, and Broadway.
It'd be cute to have a song in that moment where Ariel's thinking it, and Eric maybe singing it. I don't know. Like, that'd be fun to see. Oh, and Vanessa. Give us more Vanessa, please.
Yes, Vanessa.
I can't wait to see who's going to play Vanessa. Are they going to CGI whoever plays Ursula down to a waif?
Oh, man. Oh, they probably are. Oh, now I'm upset.
I said it. I put it out there. Why did I do that?
You've ruined it.
This is also a really great question for our Tweedledees out there. We would love to know what you want to see in the live-action version of The Little Mermaid.
I'd also like to know a little bit more about King Triton. Like, what kind of ruler is he? Do the people like him?
Yeah.
Is he a tyrant, maybe, and we don't know it? Is there another side to that coin?
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's a great question, Spencer.
I mean, it was fine.
No, our answers were fine to miserable.
That's fair. That's more accurate. Let's move on to a question that we got actually 2 Tweedledees writing into us about, Adam.
Yeah.
So it's a question about gay days in the parks.
Okay.
So first up, we have Brooke writing in on Instagram, Lowen_Brooke, saying, any tips for someone going to their first gay days? I really want to go next year, and I'm already saving up. And then we have Jeff writing in from Instagram at FunJeff, saying, my husband and I are planning to attend our first gay days Orlando next summer, 2021. We'll obviously go back and re-listen to your gay days trip report episodes, but is there anything that you didn't do that you wish you had, or vice versa? Or something that we absolutely must do? We plan to participate only in on-property activities, but may not hit every park on their scheduled gay day. You guys are awesome. I look forward to your podcast every week. Oh, that's nice of you to say.
How did that get in there?
You snuck it in there, didn't you? And you know that I'll read anything in front of me.
These are excellent questions, Brooke and Jeff.
They are excellent questions.
Did you feel like we didn't do anything as far as gay days in Walt Disney World? I mean, we didn't do anything off property.
I don't know that we did anything in Walt Disney World for gay days. There just wasn't much of it this year for us.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird year in that it split.
Yeah, it was that split year of 2 different events happening at 2 different times of year, and we chose poorly.
Yeah, we just made a bad call on the year we attended. We should have either gone the year before or gone this year, I think. But there wasn't like scheduled activities like there is in Disneyland. Like there's not, I don't think anyway, as far as gay days last year, there wasn't like a meet in front of the castle at this time to have a picture taken, or meet at this time on the boat to take a ride around Rivers of America.
Not that I saw, but I think the other event had a couple of more things saying, hey, we're all going to go see Country Bear Jamboree at this time.
Oh, okay.
Things like that.
Okay.
So my recommendation, I think for both, if you're going to Orlando or Anaheim for gay days, is do as much of those group activities as you can.
Yeah.
We had so much fun
Yes.
in Disneyland every time we did one of the group activities. It was a blast, and we met some amazing people.
That was going to be my number one suggestion, is just talk to people.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be so many people wearing red shirts, and that's just an invitation to go up and talk to them and just say hi, or say, I like your ears, or whatever, and just start that kind of relationship with people, because there is a real sense of community at the event.
Absolutely. And do wear a red shirt. People definitely look for them. Wear a clever one. It's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Wear a gaze to the D one.
Oh, do that.
Always be promoting.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like you said, meet as many people as you can. It's so much fun, and everyone's there just to have a really good time.
I'm really curious to hear how this year's event in Walt Disney World is going to go now that they're combined again.
Yeah, same here.
Are we going? I don't know. What's happening?
When is it this year? Is it in June?
It's in June.
This year?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I would be down for going if we can figure it out.
All right, we'll talk offline about it.
We sure will. Here's what I do know. A lot of our Tweedledees out there probably have better advice for you around this.
Absolutely.
So write back to us, and we'll report on it in the next episode. All you Tweedledees who have been to multiple Gay Days events. I know some of our Canadian Ds, Nick and Dave, have been to multiple Gay Days events, and they are full of good information. So fellas, reach out to us, and we will report back on your behalf.
Yes, please do that. I would love more information on gay days in Walt Disney World when it's like a regular year.
Exactly. Did we answer their question appropriately?
I feel like we did just enough.
Well, then it's an episode of Gays Do the D.
We'll get you more information, Brooke and Jeff, we promise. Next up, we have Jess writing in. You can find Jess on Instagram at adventures_by_Jess. Jess was the winner of our Arendelle Aqua ears.
That's right. Jess, did she send us a picture yet of her in the ears?
She did.
I haven't seen it yet.
I posted it to our stories.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you.
So it's gone into the ether now.
But if you want to see it, it's on her Instagram feed at adventures_by_Jess.
Perfect.
Jess asks, what is your favorite place to eat in Disney World, Disney Springs, or the parks? Wow, a few options available to us.
Jess came to the right people because we love to eat food in the parks.
We do.
Although I did say earlier I'm not a big sit-down restaurant fan
Yeah.
in Walt Disney World, I do love the Satuli Canteen.
Yes.
They have some really delicious and healthy options there. And now, what's the Docking Bay?
7 Food and Cargo.
Docking Bay 7. It's very similar to Satuli Canteen in the food options that they have.
Yeah.
And it's a quick service, pretty affordable, and you get a lot of food for your buck.
For those that don't know, Satuli Canteen can be found in Pandora in Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Yes, thank you for clarifying that.
And Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo can be found in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disney's Hollywood Studios and in Disneyland in California.
That's right. I just drop knowledge. I don't explain it.
Sure, no problem. I got you covered.
Great.
Those are both excellent choices, and they're quick, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you're not making a huge time commitment there.
Exactly.
I guess my options are sit down. My favorite places to eat on property in Walt Disney World are Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Delicious. And of course, you get those amazing views of the animals on the savannah. And I really love Homecoming. As we all know, Homecoming is found in Disney Springs. Great Southern comfort food. I think those two would be my favorite. Oh, Boma's really good too.
Boma's are really good.
Also at Animal Kingdom Lodge, that's the buffet.
Yes.
there.
If it's available, get the peanut butter rice. It is so
Ooh,
good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So I guess those 3 would be my favorite 3 options for food in Walt Disney World.
Yeah, as I've said before, I'm just more of a grab-and-go snack kind of guy. I really love the cheeseburger spring rolls in the Magic Kingdom.
Those were good.
So delicious. And anything from the bakery in Big Top Souvenir, I'm a big fan of. Specifically, the peanut butter and chocolate chip covered crispy treat.
Yeah.
I dream about it. I dream about it for real.
And as we previously mentioned, we're both fans of Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom. And that's kind of a good medium, like, lounge situation. It doesn't have to be a long time commitment, but it can be if you want to just sit there and enjoy the view.
Yeah, and their charcuterie plate is delicious.
They also have some new items on their menu, like Impossible Burger sliders.
Ooh, smart.
Yeah, it was really lovely. I just love that.
Okay.
I love that.
I'm going to have to go try that in a week.
So good, Patrick.
Num nums. Let's move on to a super fun one, Adam.
Okay.
Because, Jess, that was not fun at all. Just kidding, just
Talking
kidding.
about food and eating food is always fun.
It's true, it's true. We're going to move on to Eddie and Irving, who are on Instagram, The Real Discussing Disney Plus Pod.
A new addition to the Disney podcast family.
Absolutely. They recently reached out to us, and they sound absolutely delightful. They sent us a fun question saying, what Disney movie would you give a land to, and what would the e-ticket attraction be?
This would have been an excellent question for me to read ahead of time and really think about.
I'm going with Old Yeller
No, come on.
with a shooting arcade.
Don't stop.
As the e-ticket?
Stop
No?
it.
Okay,
Stop.
not
No.
Old Yeller. I think my answer for sure would be that Zootopia needs some more love in the
And
parks.
it's getting it, but
Oh.
not in the domestic parks.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think Shanghai is getting a Zootopia land. Or Hong Kong? I think it's Shanghai or Hong Kong.
I thought I was spontaneously very clever there, but it's already happening.
What would the e-ticket attraction be then?
I think it has to be sort of a chase throughout Zootopia, throughout the different climate lands that they have. So it's going to be sort of a rock and roller coaster meets Living with the Land.
Super fun.
Thank you so much.
I love that idea.
I love Zootopia so much, and I think it's just ripe for a really fun land.
Do we know if that's getting a sequel? Hasn't there been like rumors that it's going to be getting a sequel?
Many, many rumors.
Okay. I hope that's the case.
Me too.
It deserves one.
It does. It does. I love those two actors, Jennifer Goodwin and Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Such a good pairing.
Yeah, Jason Bateman is very attractive to me.
He is attractive, and I think he's more attractive because he's so funny.
That's absolutely correct.
That's one of those cases where, like, he's a good-looking guy, but if you peel back the comedy, he is pretty basic looking. There's nothing super specific about his appearance.
He did a Gap ad a few years ago, like a print ad.
Oh.
And he was looking really good in that.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's aged so well.
Yeah.
Age has served him well.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Not the case with me. It's been a real punch in the face.
Yeah, we should ask Jason Bateman what he thinks about you. You think he's basic looking?
That means I am way underneath that bar.
He will tear you apart, but in a very funny way.
I will laugh the whole way through.
Yep. I think my answer is going to be something that's in development as well, Patrick.
Oh.
I really want a Beauty and the Beast theme land, and I want a Beauty and the Beast dark ride, and both are coming to Tokyo Disneyland.
I love that idea. So what is your dark ride? And is it the same one that's happening in Tokyo?
I mean, they pretty much nailed it because you're going through Beast Castle and you're going through the scenes. And so you're going to go through a Be Our Guest scene.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where you're in the ballroom swirling around Beast and Belle as they're dancing.
Oh, right. It's going to be a trackless ride, right? Sort of like Remy's Adventure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we have nothing unique to serve you.
Right.
We are standing on the shoulders of greatness.
I mean, good job, Disney. You're developing things we want.
That's fair.
Just not here in the States.
I could use a Jungle Book area.
Yeah.
Wow. Adam hates India, apparently.
I love India. I mean, I've never been, but the food is fantastic.
This is true. Anything with animals, I think, is a lot easier to do.
It does seem like Animal Kingdom needs a Jungle Book attraction or something, right? I mean, come on.
Or just give us what we've always wanted, and that's a Parent Trap land. Isn't that just all of Disney World? It's just a big Parent Trap.
Yes. Yep. Tweedledee JJ wrote in. You can find JJ on Instagram at jsquare3. JJ asks, what do your significant others or family in general think of your appreciation for Disney? Appreciation's such a soft way of saying that, JJ. I kind of get a pass since I have kids, but I have gotten comments from coworkers that think it's odd to go to Disney parks as often as we do. And we should mention we met JJ when we were in Disneyland for Gay Days last year. And they actually are locals. So I think that's another built-in excuse if you're local, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can go whenever you want. But yeah, what does Dan think, Patrick, of your quote-unquote appreciation for Disney?
It's really gotten to a point now where I just say, hey, I'm going to Disney in February. And he goes, okay.
Bye.
See ya in a week.
Yeah.
No, he appreciates that I love Disney. He doesn't love it as much as I do. Nowhere near as much as I do, probably. But he doesn't look upon it with disdain, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, look at all the riches the podcast has brought
the spoils.
his life. Yeah.
it's brought us. No, but I do know that there are people in my life that I sort of temper whenever I bring up Disney around them because they just don't care at all and are a little bit, I don't want to use the word judgmental, but sort of, oh, you're going to Orlando again.
Yeah.
You're not going to a different country or what have you. And so I just know that they're not my audience to talk to.
Sure. Yeah.
But the rest of my family, they are on board. My whole immediate family, they all listen and they comment all the time on how ridiculous we are in a great way. And I think my sister-in-law is thinking about doing a Run Disney half marathon with me at some point.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Hi, Kelly. Do it. Just do it, Kelly. Just do it. What about you?
I'm very fortunate in that Matthew loves Disney.
Yeah.
He goes nuts for it and is so excited when we go to Walt Disney World or to Disneyland. He runs from ride to ride. Like, he just loves the entire experience.
I've seen it, and it's true.
So I'm really fortunate in that regard. My family used to visit Walt Disney World frequently when we were children, but since then, I don't believe any member of my family has been back. And it's not because they weren't charmed by Disney, but they just don't have that kind of insane wackadoo enthusiasm for it that I do.
Yeah, it's true. I think we're fortunate, though, in that when we started this podcast, Disney started to go through a resurgence of getting adults to go back to the parks.
Oh, yeah.
Like the marketing behind it, at least in my opinion, has been a lot more heavily pushed toward adults going to the parks.
Yeah.
So it almost seems less awkward now than it may have been 5-10 years ago.
Do you think we're responsible for that?
I think we're solely responsible for that, Adam.
I agree. I agree.
What a good answer we've come up with. Let's move on to one of my favorite Instagram handles. Kevin, Mr. Kevy Kevs, writes in and says, when do you feel your trip to a Disney property has truly become magical? For me, it is when I see the balloon vendor. I was never allowed one of those Mickey balloon within a balloons growing up, and the kids who got them always seemed that much more magical to me. As an adult, when I see those big old balloons, the magic begins.
Those big old balloons.
It's a weird sentence to end on, but but I know what you mean. I love those. I comment every time that I love the balloons.
Yeah.
I need to get a photo of me holding the balloons at some point.
Yeah.
I would maybe fly away, though.
I mean, are you even on Instagram if you don't have a photo of you holding all the balloons?
It's true. It's true. Why don't you start us out with this one, Adam?
I think I really feel the magic once I'm at whatever resort I'm staying at.
Mm-hmm.
I get excited for the actual travel, like flying, because, you know, you're going on vacation.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always that moment when you walk into the resort and smell that resort-specific smell. That's when like everything kind of falls away and I kind of just let the magic envelop me and I get that sense that I'm truly in a Disney resort. It's not like walking down Main Street or anything like dramatic like that, but it is that moment when I can drop my bags and feel that kind of weight, literally and figuratively, kind of drop away from me, and I can just kind of enjoy the magic and kind of become childlike again.
Yeah, no, this all. I mean, yeah. Your shoulders drop and your ears perk up.
Yeah. It's just that moment of relaxation when you're like, I'm here, I've made it.
Yeah.
Now let's go have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you?
Mine is a little bit later in the day of that first day, though.
Yeah.
It's when I first hear my Magic Band scan in somewhere.
Oh, that's so nice.
That lovely little chime that happens. And if you know what I'm talking about, you're thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
It almost feels like these are literally my keys to the kingdom.
Yeah.
And I am unlocking the door right now.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that feeling. I love that sound. I love when the cast member welcomes me home.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's that first inaugural welcome to Disney.
That's a great answer, Patrick.
I know.
Better than mine.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yours is great too. It's just not as good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. That's a good question also to throw to our Tweedledees out there. What's that first moment that you feel you're finally at Disney?
Yeah. Next up, we have an audio question from our friend Andy.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Andy can be found on Instagram at AndyJHeath73. So, Andy, take it away.
Good morning, GDTD podcast. Greetings from England. I am stuck in traffic. It is 7:20 or something like that in the morning. I'm listening to back episodes of your podcast, and I wanted to know, have you watched Robin Hood? Has Adam watched Robin Hood yet? It's like one of my favorite movies. The voice cast is insane. Have you listened to it? And have you done a take 2 on it yet? And also, one other question, do you ever talk about Once Upon a Time, which was a show I was really into, even though it was tacky and a bit cheap. I kind of loved it. Anyway, greetings from the UK, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye.
First of all, Andy, when are you ever not in your car? And do you have a personal driver? Because I'm worried for your safety. Put down the phone. Get to your location.
He was stuck in traffic.
Okay,
he was
fair.
fine.
Okay,
he was
okay.
fine. In answer to your first question, Andy, I haven't seen Robin Hood since I was a very little kid. Like, I think I saw it in re-release in the theaters when I was very, very young. But
you have seen it, though.
I have seen it.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time. I couldn't remember if I've said that I've seen it or not seen it on the podcast before, but I believe I have seen it a long, long time ago. I have a recollection of sitting in the theater watching it, but I haven't seen it in so long. And we have not done a take 2 on it.
We keep talking about it.
Yes.
It's on the itinerary for this year, probably.
Yeah, we'll probably do it this year, along with our take 2 of, what was the other one we were going to do?
The Sword and the Stone.
The Sword and the Stone, yes. We have to do both of those this year.
Mm-hmm.
And as for Once Upon a Time, we have never talked about Once Upon a Time.
We've brought it up occasionally, randomly. I know that I've talked about the Once Upon a Wine collection before,
Yes,
which is sort of
you
inspired, which has the artwork inspired by the opening credits of Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It is a great show, but it's also very, very tacky. It is absolutely a soap opera,
Yeah.
only at night with Disney characters.
I think I watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes and I was like, I can't.
I mean,
I can't. But I see the allure behind it.
Yeah.
Because it is a soap opera for adults at night featuring Disney characters. And characters not from Disney. Like, wasn't the Wicked Witch of the West in it too?
Yes. Yes. Well, it's an ABC show, which is owned by Disney, so it's more of a fairy tale show, but it's the Frozen characters are in it, so like it's heavily inspired by Disney characters.
Right.
And the two fellas who play Prince Charming and Captain Hook.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is that on Disney Plus? Is Once Upon a Time on Disney Plus?
Super good question. I have not looked for it, so I don't know.
Maybe we can do an episode where we each watch the entire series and just have a discussion about Once Upon a Time.
Or maybe quarterly try to watch a season and then recap a season of it.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of work, though, too. That's many, many hours of dedication.
Regardless, we should find a way to do a segment on maybe like trashy Disney.
Ooh.
And we talk about things that are kind of trashy in the Disney lexicon.
Okay.
Like Daisy Duck.
How very dare you? She is sassy, not trashy.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we have some assignments on our hands here.
Or, Andy, if you just want to leave us a voice memo or DM us a video of you just telling us the entire plot of Once Upon a Time with that accent, that's an option too.
Yeah, if you want to slip into my DMs, I will send you my phone number.
What? Okay.
Wait a minute. We can FaceTime.
That's inappropriate.
Is it?
That's inappropriate.
No.
Thank you for your question, Andy.
Thank you, Andy. Keep sending us those voice memos. You're the only one.
Yeah, it's been Andy, it's been Denzel, and our friend Anna.
Yeah, it's true. So you're not the only one, but you're the only one with a very lovely, lovely accent that I want to listen to forever.
Forever?
Forever, ever. Let's move on to Derek on Instagram. Boy who has everything.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love it so much. It's the best name ever. Derek says, what do you think the perfect trip length is to Walt Disney World to experience all the parks, water parks, Disney Springs, and visiting some of the resorts without rushing?
Wow.
That's a lot to do, my friend.
Yes. I'm just going to throw out a number.
Yeah.
6 days.
I was just going to say, if you want to do all of that and not feel rushed, 6 or 7 days, I would say.
Let's say you split your time between the two water parks. Like you split a day.
Yeah.
Where you go to like Typhoon Lagoon in the morning and then you go to Blizzard Beach in the evening or afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then visiting some resorts. I mean, that could be a day and a half to 2 days alone.
Just the resorts?
Yeah, I would think so. If you want to like take your time and like stop in a lounge or...
Yeah, I don't know if I would give it 2 days, but maybe take a day and do like the monorail crawl and see some resorts that way.
He did say some resorts, not all the resorts.
Yeah, I don't think you need to see all the resorts.
That's a good point.
I don't know that you need a tour of All-Star Sports. Although that's where I'm staying at my next trip. So if you want one, I'm happy to show you around the pool. And that's kind of all there is.
Yeah. But I mean, some of the moderates are so lovely.
They are, absolutely.
Port Orleans French Quarter is gorgeous and has such heavy Disney theming. It's so beautiful. If you want a Disney-themed resort, I mean, Port Orleans French Quarter is where it's at. But that's beside the point. But it's really lovely to visit.
Yeah. And I think you need at least a half a day to experience Disney Springs.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I would give yourself a full day for each of the parks if you really want to like dig into the park.
Yeah, particularly if you have not been there before.
Right. Honestly, for me, it's all about what I want to do at the end of the day. Like if I'm trying to see all of the nighttime shows in one trip, you obviously need definitely 4 days and one buffer should it get rained out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah, I would say 6 to 7 days if you want to do everything. And even then, you still might have felt a little bit rushed. There is so much to do in Walt Disney World.
Yeah, there is. I cannot imagine being there for 7 days.
We're getting overwhelmed just thinking about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Disney, I'm always ready to come home at the end of a Disney trip because I feel like I've done a lot. I mean, the older I get, I really feel that. You know?
It's showing on your face right now. Yeah, my typical trips have been about 4 days.
Yeah, me too.
Including the half marathon. I like to give myself 5 because I know that I need like a recovery day or just a half day at Disney because I don't want to wear myself out the day before the run.
Right.
And I still want to relax and see the things that I want to see. And the day slips away so fast in Disney. It's insanity the way that you wake up and it feels like 3 hours later your day's done.
Yeah.
So there you have it. You need some time.
And this might be sacrilege, but like I don't even visit Disney Springs on every trip. Do you go to Disney Springs on every trip? I guess we didn't in our trip last January, did we?
We didn't, so I don't do it every trip, I guess. I try to. I actually love Disney Springs more and more just because it is some time away from that full Disney immersion, but you still feel like you're within the care of the Disney family.
Yeah.
And it's just lovely to walk around, and there's so many places to just sit and people watch and eat as much ice cream as you can stand. You know?
Yep.
Well, we'll have to ask Amanda if she got everything done she wanted to do in 3 weeks at Disney.
I mean, she could do it all, right?
I hope she did. Otherwise, can you imagine? She was like, you know what? I didn't really leave the room.
You know what? I stayed at Nomad Lounge the entire time.
I'm in support of that decision.
Next up, we have a question from Danya. Danya, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. Danya can be found on Instagram at Danya Conlo. I think I actually pronounced it like 4 different ways just then. Danya asks, when did you guys know you wanted to start a Disney podcast? I'm a relatively new listener and am obsessed. Well, Danya, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, and thank you for your obsession. Remember Obsession by Calvin Klein?
I used to wear that in high school.
It still smells pretty good.
Does it?
Yeah, I can still smell it on you. It lasts.
I also used to wear Dracar Noir.
Oh, no.
I did. And Cool Water. Cool Water smells like college to me. Like,
are you Michael Scott from The Office? Is that like Agua di Gio?
No. Oh, no. Cool Water's like trash compared to Aqua di Gio.
Yeah. Your pronunciation of Aqua di Gio is giving me nerves.
Okay, so when did you guys know you wanted to start a Disney podcast?
Oh, yeah, we have a question to get back to.
Yeah.
We're talking about colognes now.
We're a cologne podcast. Can you imagine anything worse, like describing scents on a podcast?
It's got like a hint of cedar and toe.
And toe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right. When did we want to start this mess?
You know, I'm not sure I want to do a Disney themed podcast.
Sure.
Even 1 year in. It's still up in the air for me.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Honest. It's an honest answer.
Oh. What do you think? We had been talking about doing a podcast before we landed on doing a Disney podcast. We just didn't know what we wanted to do, so we kind of put it on the back burner for a while.
Yeah, Patrick was the first one to bring up doing a podcast at all, like just in general.
Mm-hmm.
And then some time passed. And then one day I was walking into work, I think, and I was just frustrated. And I think I texted you and just said, Gays Do the D podcast. We're doing it.
Yeah, and it was pretty quickly after you and I had rediscovered our love for going to the Disney parks.
Right, yeah.
So I think it was a perfect mix of we knew we wanted to do it. We didn't know what we wanted to do.
Right.
We had rediscovered this love for being immersed in Disney. And then Adam and his anger really tipped the bucket for us.
I did some rage Amazon shopping and bought microphones and a soundboard. But we were going to be talking about it anyway. Right? Like whenever we got together, we were talking about Disney, whether it was an upcoming trip or a trip we just came back from or movies or whatever. So
we were kind of doing the podcast at each other.
Right.
At the saloon over 3-for-1 cocktails.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So why not just use it as a conversation starter for listeners too, right? And like give them a chance to write in and not only share our experiences with them, but have them share their experiences with us. And we can learn from you, our Tweedledees, as well.
I haven't learned anything, I don't think. I don't know.
I don't know why I
Speak for
expected a
yourself.
genuine answer or response from you from that statement.
It's the only reason I'm still around. I'm the wild card.
But to anyone, like Andy was saying, he was going back and listening to like the back catalog of episodes.
Oh, can't recommend that.
I don't know why you would do that. If you listen to our first episode, it sounds like we're doing a ripoff of the Delicious Dish.
Yeah.
That Saturday Night Live skit where we're talking like this and trying to be all cool.
Yes. Here's why I like Disney.
Yeah. Yeah. And since then, it's just like off the rails ridiculousness.
Yeah, if you're a new listener, I wouldn't go back more than 4 episodes because that's when we really start hitting our stride.
Plus, can you imagine listening to all those old news stories? You'd be like, yeah, I got it. I've done it.
It's true.
I've done it. Anyway, I mean, I appreciate the downloads still, but it's just always so strange to me when someone's like, I'm going to go back and listen to the very first episode. And I'm like, oh, don't.
They're closing the Great Movie Ride? What? We're hitting the home stretch here, Adam. We've got a couple more questions to get through.
Fantastic.
All right. We're going to move on to Matt on Instagram, matt.t.b.r. In every live-action princess remake so far, they've explained how the mom died, even when she was alive in the original.
That's true.
Like Sleeping Beauty versus Maleficent. So, how do you think Ariel's or Mulan's mom will die in these upcoming remakes? Oh, Matt. I'm glad we didn't end on this one. What a dark way to end it.
Wow. That's a great question and a really great point. They're all dead.
It's true. Although we don't know for a fact that Ariel's mom is alive or dead in the cartoon version.
What do you mean? She just like left? She found another
They just never talk about her.
She found another merman and swimmed away with him.
Or mermaid.
You're right.
You don't know.
There's the angle. Mm-hmm. There's what we need to see in the new live action remake.
We've stumbled across the LGBTQ plus version of The Little Mermaid.
She's a lesmerbian.
Wow.
Lesmerin.
Okay.
Didn't work.
No, you're right.
Okay, so the new remake's coming up. Mulan and The Little Mermaid.
We're going to see the opening sequence of The Little Mermaid with Ariel's mom being caught in a fishing net. And just, it's a real struggle.
Yeah.
It's real dark.
Yeah.
There's maybe a harpoon involved. Who can say?
Uh-huh.
Maybe a frying pan to the face. I don't know, Adam. And baby Ariel, watches it all happen.
Uh-huh.
But then King Triton goes to Ursula and erases her memory of all of this.
Oh, you really thought about this.
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Okay. Great.
And that's how we start.
I want to see it. I want to see that. I think The Little Mermaid is going to start with Ariel's mom, who's named Joyce.
Joyce.
Yeah.
What a wonderful name.
Joyce Triton. And she's become disenchanted with the idea of having children. She has 7 or 8 daughters, right?
We are the daughters of Triton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she chooses her career over her family. And so you see her packing up her briefcase, which is actually just a giant clamshell full of documents.
Yep.
And you see Triton in the background, and he's kind of sad, forlorn, looking. Mm-hmm. And she says, "I'm sorry, Robert Triton.
Mm-hmm.
We've had quite a run. I gave you a beautiful family, but I have goals."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then we hear Let the River Run from Working Girl.
I like it.
Come in, and we see her swim away.
She's a career girl now.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
She is. She's ambitious.
So she does not die in your version.
She does not die.
She's just left.
She's an ambitious fishes.
And that is the opening number. Ambitious with the fishes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about Mulan? I think Mulan's mom might actually survive. I think she might be the winner.
She is the sole survivor of the Disney mother curse.
Yeah. But if she didn't, how would she go, Patrick?
Oh, I don't like this question at all. I don't know. She chokes on a grasshopper and collapses.
That's it.
And that was the lucky grasshopper that started the entire movie.
Lucky?
Well, in the cartoon version, isn't it a lucky grasshopper?
Yeah, but I mean, if she
No, it's a cricket.
It...
Sorry, everybody. It's a cricket.
Cricket, yeah.
No edits there. Oh, dear. That's a lucky cricket.
Yeah.
So that's how it happens. Short and sweet.
Short of breath, because you got a cricket lodged in your trachea.
Deep down in there.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I concur.
Does she die in your version? Or is that how she dies? You were like, oh, that's exactly what I was going to say.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I knew it. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
Cricket down the throat.
I like that Mulan's mom, appropriately, would be the only mother to survive a Disney movie.
Yeah. I mean, in a film where the woman is the warrior, it makes sense that the mom survives because she passed on those traits to her daughter.
I guess we still have Sarabi from The Lion King.
We do have Sarabi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't live action. Can we call it live action? I don't know.
That is an excellent point. I like it.
Hey, Tweedledees out there, send us your ideas.
Send us your matricide ideas.
How do they go?
Mm-hmm.
How do they die?
How does it all end? In the beginning.
Yeah.
Great question, Matt. Way to bring down the house.
Kenny, who you can find on Instagram at Kenny Gambone, writes in to ask, I've got 1-day Park Hopper Max Pass tickets to Disneyland next week for myself, my husband, and 2 friends before heading to Palm Springs for a few days. There's not even a question after that. He just wrote in.
It was just a full-on brag.
To rub it in our faces.
Wow.
Kenny.
Congratulations, I guess.
Kenny asks, what would you do with 1 day in Disneyland and DCA?
1 short day in Disneyland.
You made it work.
1 short day.
You made it work.
Also DCA.
Well, Kenny, first of all, you've set yourself up so well with getting those Park Hopper and Max Pass tickets set. Mm-hmm. That Max Pass is going to be incredibly useful to you.
Yas.
I'm wondering what the post-holiday crowds will be like. I'm assuming by next week it'll calm down quite a bit, right?
You're going on a real journey here in your head right now.
I'm talking through it, Patrick. I'm talking through it. All right, so he's got one day for Disneyland and DCA. What would you do, Patrick?
I'm going to make some assumptions going into this. I'm going to assume you've been to Walt Disney World. Thus, my answer would be get on all the rides that aren't in Walt Disney World that you can't go on there.
Yeah.
I'm talking the Matterhorn.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking all the dark rides that aren't there.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Incredicoaster. And you won't need a Max Pass for this, but Mickey and the Magical Map.
Oh.
That's my number one go see this in Disneyland.
I've got my fingers crossed for you, Kenny, that it's actually showing while you're there, because I know Mickey and the Magical Map has kind of an erratic schedule.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes it only shows on like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday situation.
Okay, so if it's not showing, then your trip is just screwed.
Ruined. Ruined. Patrick's absolutely right. Hit up all those rides that aren't in Walt Disney World. And really make sure you hit those Fantasyland dark rides that no longer exist, that used to be in Walt Disney World, and the ones that were never there. What about food, Patrick? Would you just do quick service all day long to kind of get in and out?
It's exactly what I was going to say. I'm going to also make an assumption that you're going to be there for the entire day and evening. And so get yourself a reservation for the Lamplight Lounge at the end of the day. Oh, Adam already didn't agree with me on that one.
I don't know.
I was going to say get a reservation there and then watch World of Color.
Yeah. What about Fantasmic?
I was going to say you want Fantasmic instead.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make a real Sophie's Choice situation here.
That's a tough one.
It's the same, too, this decision and Sophie's Choice.
I would say...
it's really equal.
Yeah. I would say if there's a fireworks show in Disneyland, like behind the castle, I would choose Fantasmic over that. Yes?
And I would choose, sorry to tell you, World of Color over Fantasmic.
Yeah, I guess if you've seen Fantasmic in Walt Disney World, it's not so different, although it's kind of a more intimate experience, and there are expanded elements in the Disneyland version. But World of Color is gorgeous.
It's beautiful. I got very emotional during it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's a good call. I guess I would choose World of Color too.
It is a brand new day because I have convinced you of something in Disneyland that you weren't sure about.
And Kenny, I would just make the most of that Max Pass and just constantly be checking the app and just feel free to hop between parks and experience everything you can. Oh, and another great thing, Kenny, that you need to remember is that there are so many more single rider options in Disneyland and DCA. So even if there's a longer than usual wait time, even with Max Pass, feel free to utilize that single rider option.
Good suggestion.
But maybe do Space Mountain out there too, even though it's in Walt Disney World. And also maybe Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Will Space Mountain be open? I know that they're closing it down for a smidge to remove the Star Wars elements from it.
That's a good question. Yeah. I mean, questions lead to more questions.
It's a real rabbit hole, this question is. We could literally spend a whole episode on this.
Yeah.
And we kind of have. Go back to whatever episode it is. I'm too lazy to look it up right now.
Our Gay Days recap?
Our Gay Days Disneyland recap.
Yeah.
And just do everything we did because it was a perfect trip.
Yeah, Kenny, if you have any other specific questions, feel free to DM us with those. I know you're leaving next week, which you may already be there by the time this episode drops, but if you have any other pressing questions, just drop us a DM.
And also have fun, you guys.
Oh, that too. That's the main thing. Have fun. It's so great. You're going to love it.
You are going to love it. Okay, I'm very excited, Adam.
Yeah.
Because we have saved a very special question for last.
When this question came in, it totally made my day.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is why we have the podcast.
I was literally just going to say that.
Yeah.
These kind of moments are so unique, and I'm so blessed to be able to do what we do because this is so exciting.
And a lot of pressure.
And a lot of pressure. We could ruin someone's entire future.
Yeah.
With the answer to this question, Adam. So we have relatively new listener, Jeff, who was on Instagram, the Disney Parks teacher, writing into us saying, and we're going to split this up, Jeff. I will read the first part of your question and Adam will read the second part. So if you hear my voice change, it's just Adam chiming in. Jeff says, "Hi guys, I need your advice. My partner and I are going to Walt Disney World in February, and I'm planning to propose while we are there. He doesn't know, though. I'd imagine he suspects. Regardless, I want to make it a surprise and make the whole trip really special. So, 2 questions. Question number 1. I booked us a stay a long time ago, back in March at Pop Century. This was right after they'd announced the opening date for Rise of the Resistance, so I wanted to get something close to studios early, but at that point, I wasn't totally sure yet if I was going to propose. Now that I am, I kind of would like to stay in one of of the moderate resorts. I don't think we can splurge on a deluxe. Unfortunately, Caribbean Beach, which would have been my first choice because it's on the Skyliner, is totally booked. My second choice would have been Coronado Springs because I went to dinner at Gran Destino Tower in August and it is baller. Agreed. But that's also booked, which really leaves me with Port Orleans. I've never stayed at Port Orleans, and part of me thinks it would make the trip more special to stay somewhere new together. But I also really love the idea of being on the Skyliner, so I am torn. Of the value resorts, Pop is definitely my favorite, and the rooms are recently redone and nice, but I just listened to another podcast about Port Orleans. I'm sorry, another podcast?
How dare you?
How very dare you. And it made me rethink my decision, and that maybe we should stay there. Thoughts?
All right, so
that's a lot to unpack.
I know. First of all, congratulations, Jeff.
We're so excited for you.
So excited. Also, thank you for being a teacher. My parents were both teachers.
Oh.
And we need more great teachers out there.
Very true.
Yes. Okay, Patrick.
Yes.
Pop Century or a moderate like Port Orleans where he's never stayed. What do you think?
Both, I think, are going to be special no matter what because it's the day that you're going to be engaged for the first day of your life.
Yeah.
And my mind tells me to stay at Pop Century and save your money and do something else that's really special that you'll remember for a lifetime. Maybe do a tour or something, or go to a really special dinner that night, or just have a different experience that will be unique to this trip specifically. I'm always of the mind that I don't really care where I stay because you're there for so little of time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That being said, Port Orleans is beautiful. You have an opportunity to do the Surrey bike rides, which can be really romantic. So that's tough for me. But I would advise you to stay at Pop and splurge on something else. But here's what I will say. Whatever you do, a little tip from me to you is tell the cast members at the hotel the night that you're going to propose and have them do a little special in-room celebration for you. They can have balloons in your room or wine or champagne, and then that's just another little surprise that you can have for your partner when you get back to the room.
What a great tip.
Thank you so much.
I agree, Patrick. I'd say in this instance, go with what you know, because maybe you're going to be a little bit nervous on this trip because you're going to be proposing, or, you just don't want the anxiety, or you don't want the unknown of staying at a new resort. So maybe it would be more comforting to stay at Pop. And since you do love Pop so much, and it is on the Skyliner now, I think Pop is the way to go.
Yeah.
But as Patrick mentioned, there's no reason why you can't go to Port Orleans, right? You have the Riverside option and you have the French Quarter option. You could just swing by some morning for some beignets in the French Quarter.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And still check out the resort. I've stayed at Riverside and it is charming, but it is quiet and kind of very serene and relaxing and kind of very nature influenced, whereas French Quarter is very lively and heavily Disney themed. I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but I think Pop is the way to go. I would say stay at Pop.
Plus, upgrading your hotel might lead to some questions, and you don't want more things to think about or to sort of distract him from why you're changing the hotel.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I would say stay where you are.
All right, question 2. I have the spot picked out for where I want to propose. Not super cliche in front of the castle, I promise. I'm trying to decide where to go for dinner that night. I want to propose in Animal Kingdom, great choice, but I'm not totally beholden to staying in that park for dinner. I made us a reservation at Tiffin's, and I've been to Nomad Lounge several times, but never to Tiffin's itself. I initially wanted to park hop and go over to be our guest for dinner, but there's nothing available. Obviously, there are tons of options for where to eat, but I'm trying to pick a place that will feel special and like a good way to celebrate. Other ideas? One thing to note, my partner isn't like us. He's not a mega fan. One of us.
He's a normal.
He's a normie. He likes Disney the way most people do.
From afar.
But not to our level. So wherever we go should feel special, but it doesn't need to feel super Disney like Be Our Guest would, though I still really want to go there, LOL. And because he's not a super Disney fan, he also doesn't listen to the podcast. What? Sorry.
Oh boy.
I wouldn't expect you to read the novel I just wrote on the podcast, but if you mention it, it's okay. You won't spoil the surprise. Happy New Year, and thanks for any advice. All right, so dinner ideas in Animal Kingdom, although he is open to leaving Animal Kingdom for dinner.
I like that we did read the entire novel, though.
We did. I mean, it's so special. We had to.
Yeah. I also have to address this super quick. For anyone who did propose in front of the castle, that is not too cliche.
It's
I
not.
still think it's beautiful and romantic.
It is.
So keep doing it. Yeah. But I applaud wherever you want to propose is where you need to propose.
I mean, could you find a more beautiful natural environment other than Animal Kingdom? I just realized, yes, you could. You could go to the actual Amazon.
I was going to say, outside anywhere would be.
You mean proposing in front of a fake tree is not natural?
True story.
I think Animal Kingdom is a great choice.
Agreed.
And you won't have throngs of people around you while you're trying to have this very special moment.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
Like, I'm guessing that you're going to choose a more quiet location. It sounds like it anyway.
That's a good point. Do you want to kick us off with this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Tiffin's is an excellent choice. I've only been once, and as I mentioned in our Walt Disney World Gay Days episode, we dined there as part of the Rivers of Light dining package. But the food was so good, and the service was excellent. I got the surf and turf, and I'm not normally a steak guy, but man, that was incredible. So that's a great option, and they have excellent drinks there too, so that's a great location. I would also recommend Sanaa if you want to stay close to Animal Kingdom, but kind of just hop over to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Sanaa's excellent. There's also Jiko there too, which I've never been to, but that would be a more upscale option there too. So staying close to Animal Kingdom, I think, is smart. But if you want to have dinner outside of the park, maybe head over to Animal Kingdom Lodge and visit one of those two locations.
I like it.
What do you think, Patrick?
I am going to agree with you and then add on a smidge.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like Animal Kingdom might be your spot as a couple, or at least you love it the most. So I think smart to do it there, somewhere that really rings true to the two of you.
Yeah.
And so stay there at Tiffin's, have dinner there. It sounds like you are already leaning in that direction anyway. And so I say do it there. And then, because Animal Kingdom tends to close a little bit early, you can easily hop over to anywhere else. And I'm going to recommend, it sounds like you are a Beauty and the Beast fan. So go over to the Enchanted Rose in the Grand Floridian and have a celebratory glass of champagne and a piece of cake there.
I love it. Drinks after dinner. That's so smart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is not heavily themed to Beauty and the Beast, but it is subtly themed. And so I think both of you will enjoy it because it sounds like you like Beauty and the Beast and he doesn't want to be overly saturated with Disney.
Yeah.
So it might be a happy medium. And I assure you, if you tell the staff there that you are just recently engaged, they are going to do something so magical for you, you're never going to forget it.
I also hear that if you swing by the front desk at the Grand Floridian and tell them that you just got engaged, they'll give you a free room at the Grand Floridian. Little known fact.
That is absolutely not true. You are welcome to try it. And if it works out, then let us know.
Try it.
Because I will get engaged every day of my life.
Yeah. Give it a shot, Jeff.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, please let us know everything. We want to know everything.
We want another novel written by you that we
please.
will absolutely read on the podcast again.
Yeah.
We are so excited for you. Congratulations and good luck to you.
Good luck, Jeff. We can't wait to hear all about it.
And if we have led you astray in any way, we deeply apologize.
What a way to end Questions and Peter Panthers, Patrick.
What a way to end this episode and ring in the new year with some exciting celebratory news.
Ring in the new year?
Uh-oh.
With a proposal?
A diamond ring in the new year. I don't know. Maybe it's not a diamond.
Maybe it's not. This is always such a special segment for us to do, not only because it kind of allows us to get to know each other better, but also because it gives us a chance to really connect with our listeners and find out what they're thinking and what they want to know about and help them, hopefully.
Hopefully. Who knows? So thank you to all of our Tweedledees who have written into us with all of these wonderful questions. We didn't get to all of them, so we still have many more for a future episode, but we always will accept questions that we will put in a backlog that we will get to eventually on another Questions and Peter Panthers episode.
That being said, if it's a timely question, if it's like we're going somewhere next week or where we need advice on something right away, we will absolutely reach out to you and respond to those questions. But
Yeah.
But as Patrick said, we have this document going of running questions that we keep for episodes just like this. So if you would like to submit a question for Questions and Peter Panthers for an upcoming episode, you can do so by reaching out to us on social media at GDTD Podcast.
Or you can leave us a voice memo or email at info@gaysdothed.com. Well, Adam, I have to circle back to one of the questions and answer it now.
Oh,
I have decided to do a Disney podcast with you going forward.
You have?
You gave some lovely answers, and I appreciated none of them, so I feel like you need my help going into the future.
This was an audition and I failed. That's what I'm hearing, but...
Will you pass the test for your need for someone with knowledge?
Okay, so I'm the dumb one.
Well, yeah.
Hey, Patrick.
Oh, hello, Adam.
You know, I was thinking as we were going through all of those questions from Questions and Peter Pantsers, how could we end this episode? And I thought, let's end this episode with more questions.
I love it.
Let's keep the theme going.
Unique and clever.
That means that this Quick D is Quick D Classic.
Ooh.
And for those listeners that don't know, Quick D Classic is when Patrick and I ask each other a question we have not been privy to prior to recording, and we answer it off the cuff.
I love it.
So it's almost like we're submitting a Questions and Peter Pantsers for each other.
Oh.
But we haven't seen the question.
What a lovely way to say that.
And also, the question is ridiculous.
Say question one more time.
Question.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for some Quick D, Adam?
I am ready for some Quick D. I'm always ready for some Quick D.
I know you are. I know you are. How are we doing this? Who's going first?
I think you're going first because you've actually prepared a question. And I have not.
We've learned nothing from 2019.
I know.
Okay. Are you ready for my Quick D?
Yeah.
Great. Adam.
Yeah.
Now that we're in the year 2020.
Yes.
What apologies do you have to make throughout the year? What do you suspect you'll have to sorry about it for in 2020?
So you're asking me to look ahead.
Yes.
And project the mistakes I'm going to make.
Correct.
And then...
Or we include me in that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I invite you to jump in whenever you feel comfortable.
And I always do.
So things we're going to have to sorry about on the podcast.
Yeah.
For things we've said on the podcast.
Or done.
Oh, no.
Who knows?
This could get really messy.
Could get, well.
First of all, for 2020, I want to sorry about how hot I look all the time.
Yes, queen.
I think it makes people uncomfortable when they see how fit I am.
Yeah.
And how f***able I am.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So I want to sorry about that in 2020.
Ring in the new year. Thank you for your apology. It's a thoughtful apology.
I'm sorry about it. Sorry about it. I want to sorry about it in advance for all the times that I call you short. Or tiny. Or peewee.
Peewee?
Yeah.
You've never said that before.
I know. It's a new year.
Wow. First apology of the new year. Got it.
Maybe I'll call you jumbo in jest.
Apology not accepted.
Because you were the reverse of that.
Wow.
So I'm sorry about that.
Well, thank you for that.
What about you? Do you have any sorry about it?
Yeah, I have one particular listener. I am sorry I set fire to you. That was... I didn't mean it.
Didn't you?
It just happens.
Didn't you mean it?
Well, but the point is that I'm sorry about it.
In your defense, they should have known because you have run down listeners with your car.
Mm-hmm.
You have shanked listeners.
Well, and you were wearing far too much hairspray, and it was just inevitable that you were going to catch on fire eventually.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
Mm-hmm. The higher the hair, the closer to God. But now you're like extra close to God because you teased your hair to flames.
That's exactly right.
I want to sorry about breaking up that marriage.
Yeah, that's an apology you make every year.
Mm-hmm. I feel confident that it's going to need to happen again in 2020.
I think we both owe Jeff a huge apology for ruining his engagement.
I also want to apologize to Jeff for selling his engagement photos to the paparazzi.
Mm-hmm.
I was there snapping every moment of it.
We are very sorry for photobombing all of your photo engagements.
That was a big one.
That was a big mistake on our part.
I want to sorry about sending a stripper to your room at Pop Century.
I am not sorry about that, Adam.
Okay.
I will never apologize for that.
Is that an in-room celebration?
I am sorry that I was the stripper.
Oh. Trust me, everyone involved is sorry for that scenario.
Especially the police.
I want to sorry about being the one who is constantly causing the Skyliner to stop. It's my fault. I'm sorry about it.
It is not a toilet, Adam. It is not a restroom facility.
Who knew? There was an emergency brake on it if you poop on the Skyliner. I wasn't aware, but it automatically stops if you...
I can give you credit that you weren't aware the first time. The fifth time was just a real mistake.
I'm sorry about the fact that that's the only way I can poop now is on the Skyliner. That's it.
You're bathroom shy everywhere else except for fully exposed on the Skyliner.
It's kind of like a I need a voyeur, but also I need to be alone situation.
You need a lawyer.
Anything else you want to sorry about for 2020?
That covers a lot. That covers more than anyone wanted.
I feel like we gave too specific of answers. We should have gone more vague. Because now I feel like I need to do these things and commit to them in 2020.
I think you need to ignore those instincts.
Okay. All right, Patrick, here's my question for you.
Yes.
Tweedledee Matt, who's on Instagram at matt.t.b.r, wrote in asking us how Ariel's mom and Mulan's mom were going to die in the live-action remakes of those films.
It's true. We're going real dark again.
Yeah, we sure are.
Okay, great.
I would like to know how more Disney mothers have passed away. So, for instance, Belle's mom. What happened there?
Consumption.
Oh, no. Oh, she had a Satine moment.
Had a Satine moment.
Was she Satine? They both take place in France.
It's true. We've discovered. Oh, no. She had a coughing spell on top of the elephant and fell to her death.
Oh, poor Maurice.
Onto his contraption that he was bringing to the market that year. Which is why he has a real hard time inventing things now, because he can't get past that moment.
It's a miracle at all that he got that automatic wood chopper to work. But he pulled through.
Unfortunate that it worked when it did. Because she was savable until that axe fell down.
We're not continuing.
That's it.
That's clearly the winner. I mean...
Oh, no. That will do it for this episode of Gays Do the D. Thanks for listening. To become a patron of the podcast, visit our website at gaysdothed.com/donate. For a donation of any amount, you can receive exclusive Gays Do the D content and help us continue to bring you the very best Disney news and discussion. Continue the conversation after this episode on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GDTD Podcast. Submit your questions or show ideas to info@gaysdothed.com. Have a great week, everybody. See ya real soon.